Now when I say painting, by no means do I mean a professional job, but as some of you may have already seen on Instagram, I have indeed painted the inside of the door of the boot and also the liner. Now keep in mind, from where you're standing now, you're about 4 or 5 meters away from me, you're quite far away, and if you saw this camping or drove past it, walking past it, it looks fine. But if you get closer to where I am, within a meter, you can see a bit of red and you can see a bit of imperfections. But keeping in mind, this is one coat and there's going to be at least 3. So I'm very happy with it. And also you might have also seen the bar table was on as well. That was for the show. That was a lot of people asked questions about that. They've never seen that before. That was a great hit. Really great to put that back on. And also I might be keeping it on as well as full time, because you just put it up and then you can open the bottom drawer and then you put it down to open up the top drawer. So it's not too much of a hassle. And I have had it like this at work and it's not annoying enough to get rid of, let's just say it like that. Obviously it's not ideal, you'd rather both of them slide out without moving a table, but it's not very often I open that drawer. It's only once at the start of the day, once at night. Whereas this one I open all the time, but it doesn't matter because it goes down, it doesn't get in the way. So I'm also very stoked because I didn't just do the boot, I decided to do all 4 doors in the end, which means they look like this. Now, I'm pretty stoked about it because this has actually all been done with a brush. And what I like to do is go to Bunnings and get a paint code and match it up to this paint. Now you'll be surprised, this is actually not sandy taupe, this has got a green in it. So I went to Bunnings. Now I walked in thinking, oh, you know, this code's $4.89, that's the sandy taupe colour, that's easy. Walked in there, could you not, took almost 2 hours of me running into Bunnings, grabbing 10 colour samples, going to the car park, which was ages away, putting against the car and going, wow, these aren't even close. And I did that back and forth. Even the guy on shift was just really nice, he helped me out. He matched so many different colours, and it wasn't until like the 3rd or 4th run of 10 colours I got very close, which is this one here, okay? Now, if you look very closely between the two, it is very slightly off, but you would never know, and you never will know, because you're not standing here, right where it ends. And even still, it's very hard to see. But I'm absolutely stoked about it, and as you can see, none of this red that just hurts your eyes, just looks way better. Now, like the boot, these all had one coat, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, I painted it with all this stuff on the car. Didn't take any bolts up, no door cards, rubbers, nothing. So I've literally gotten a brush and just painted around it. And as you can see, it's turned out pretty well in my opinion, considering it's only got one coat. And I can do more coats if need be. Because originally I was just gonna do the front and not even bother with the other 3 doors. Just gonna do the boot in the front because it takes so long. But I had a bit of spare time and I went for it, and I could say, I really wish I did this 2 years ago. I'm not even kidding. It just makes the car look so much more better. And when you open petrol station, my missus even said she was a little bit embarrassed to open it and people see the red doors. But now it's sandy and it looks way better. Another thing you may notice, like I said before, did have the full drive show. It was amazing, way better than last year. Thanks to everyone who came out and say g'day and supported me. But now I have heaps of patches, as you can see, all different sorts of creators and brands on there. I'm really stoked about it because before I had about 2, I had 2 for about a whole year. But now it's very colourful, it's really lovely. And because I've got such a carpeted setup in the rear, it's obviously very easy to get them and just put them on wherever you want. So that's another little minor thing that's been added to the back. So, fridge slide. As you may know, I had this $50 DIY fridge slide. Now, you guys really like that video, and I'm not going to take credit for it because I didn't design that, but it is a very sneaky hack and a very clever way to get that fridge right down on a budget. $50 to be exact, which is really good considering if you wanted to buy a tilter slide like that, the bare minimum would be about 400 plus 500 rel, okay? But now we're going to go in the complete other end of the scale and get the ultimate tilt fridge slide. And this one is by Slide It Solutions, okay guys? Now, hopefully you can see from there, this works with Dometic, ARB, Evercool and Ingle, so it works with the most mainstream brands. Now, it's also strapless. This is one of the only fridge slides on the market that are strapless designs, which looks super clean. Because the fridge slide for this fridge right now can actually hold a 60-litre fridge. My fridge is 40 litres, so it looks quite big for it, like it doesn't look as seamless. But this will genuinely take up less room than this whole thing, because in this case, the picture that you shows the exact same fridge, 40-litre Ingle, on the slide and it fits perfectly. So now we're going to get that one out, measure how high it is off the ground. Technically the lower the better, because we want to see which one out of these two can get lower. Another great feature about this is that there's no bearings inside this slide. It's a bearingless design. Unlike every other fridge slide ever, pretty much has bearings, which means if you get dirt, dust, moisture, it won't affect those rails and it will still slide beautifully every time. Now I will also say it does have 304 stainless steel and it is Australian made, okay? So this is sort of the best you can get of this product, okay? So this is going to now be bolted in and I can't wait to see how it performs. Okay, so where the fridge height is at now, we're going to go from the bottom of the slide itself. So 945 guys, 945 to the bottom of the fridge slide and to the top of the fridge, because this will be probably realistically where you're going to need it most. We're going to measure just to the top of this lid here, okay? Which is, drum roll, 1370, okay guys? So will the new fridge slide get lower or higher than 1370? Let's find out. Okay guys, fridge is out, it's now looking super bare, slides out as well. Got all these straps now, which is a shame because now these won't have any purpose, which is a good thing I guess because it's strapless. But if you look closely, I even spray painted them black on the ends just to make it look that much better because the red didn't suit the rest of the car. But if we're getting real picky, this new fridge slide does have little yellow handles like this one, so it could almost work, we'll see. But now we can unbox the new one and put it in. Okay guys, so in the box you get these white feet which slide into this new rail system, because compared to the old Ingle feet, as you can see, this has a double layer, whereas that's just a flat rubber piece. So you get your impact driver, take one off, use the same bolt and put it in the new one, and that will go inside the existing hole as before. So as you can see guys, super easy. Going to do the other two as well now. And I will also say guys, it comes with slightly longer bolts when you replace the feet, because the thickness of this metal is like 2 mil, whereas this is more like 5. So they've gone an extra step in giving you new fridge bolts, just so you make sure you get the same amount of strength that you did before. That's well thought. Okay guys, fridge slides on as you can see. It's really awesome because it operates with one hand, which is just super cool. Compared to the one which is obviously like this sort of system. So that's on there now. I've just gone center and it's the same distance further back from here, so it's going to work when it's all together. I just thought I'd show you how I bolted it on. So as you can see here, bolt goes straight through the slide, washer, nut under there, perfect there as well. And then there's, you can just see there's two back there as well. And now it's just fully good to go. So right now the king slides out just to bolt it up, but we're going to push this all the way back. And then we can finally slide the fridge into the slots. Fridge slide's fully installed. Now which you're going to slide it in. I'm just going to show you real quick on camera. There's these little tabs, there's two of them here. When I turn that, it pops up, see that? They both pop up. So what's going to happen is, these will be like this. We'll slide the fridge in and then we'll pop these both up and it should hopefully lock it in position. And then it should be a matter of plugging it in the back and then it's fully ready to go. Wow, look at that, and it's on. Okay guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm very stoked with it and it looks very, very professional and very clean looking, as already mentioned, with the zero straps. But have a look at this. So, lifting up, this takes no weight at all. And then you just push the button, it'll go on the whole way. Okay, that's how it's gonna sit when it's on its own. The yellow pretty much matches these, which is really cool. And to undo it, it's very simple. So, one hand, push the button, pull out, it's gonna stop. Here, it's not going to tilt yet, that's locked in there, okay? So if your car was low on like mine, you could use it just as a slide, but in my case, use the slide. So just push it in again, pull it out a little bit more, and just pull down ever so slightly, and it's going to automatically want to do that on its own. And now, I can get in here, get my drink, I'm on my way. So, it's very cool, very happy with it, and as you can see, it's very easy to use, easier than the last one for sure. but we will take the measures now. So for the bottom of the slide we have 1.10 m, okay, and to the top lid of the slide on the fridge we have 1430. So as you can see guys, it is actually sitting higher, which is technically not as good, but the longevity of this and the fact that it doesn't slide and it's not as dodgy as the other one, and it takes up like half the space. So there's so many pros that way the slight height difference, and it is very seamless looking. It looks very cool other side of the car, and now I've got storage at the back, and I could, you know, put a drawer system on the side now. Now I've got more room, okay? And I've just centered it to the middle of these drawers because I wasn't 100% sure where it would look best, but in the future I could move it to one side and get more space. Believe it or not, I'm actually very excited. So for over a year now I've had these orange Max Tracks that have been great. They've even burnt out on the tips from people driving on them that don't know how to drive. Now, they're actually slightly warped as well because my old Max Track system, it was made of timber and it kind of bowed a bit. But now they're on Rhino rack plates and they're not moving at all. But orange looks great and it sticks out a bit. But as you know, my car has got not really any bright colours on it. It's black and sandy taupe, okay? So these weren't going to cut it, okay? So got some Max Tracks that helped me out, and we're actually going to upgrade to the sandy taupe tracks, or brown you could say. But as you can see here, these are now going to look way nicer. Now if you're really picky, the car's slightly off, but I'm not fussed at all. This compared to this would be such less of an eyesore. So we're going to put these two on here, and we might run 4 at once full time, or we'll just run these two because they look way nicer. Now obviously Max Tracks are ahead of the game compared to other brands when it comes to recovery gear, and also they're also the original and the first. And unlike the other brands, they come with his own straps, which, as we know, if it gets bogged in mud or sand, you can't find it, this will be sticking out, and you pull it out and it just saves getting your hands in mud and finding them. And also if they're a bit expensive, you kind of don't want to lose them that easy. So I've actually just managed to put this shovel holder on now. It's very late at night, as you can see, or about to be. But I managed to put 2 screws in here, and there's plates in it from the rooftop tent. And the Rhino rack stop mounts are on there with the shovel. So the shovel will now go on like this, and then these just clip on like that, as you know. So now that's solid, and that's how this is going to run. So we're almost fully prepped now for the big rig rundown for Ronnie Dale. So hopefully this will be all good to go. And for when putting the ladder on the roof of the rooftop tent, you just have to either put it over the shovel or bolt this off and put it on. So it should be all good.